Stay tuned to NOAA weather radio, commercial radio and television. Repeating, severe thunderstorm watch number 30 remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Kansas, Bourbon and Crawford, and the following counties: in Missouri, Barton, Bates, Cedar, Dade, St. Clair, and Vernon. The National Weather Service in Springfield has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Hickory County, Cedar County, Benton County, Polk County, Lawrence County, Greene County, St. Clair County, Eastern Jasper County, Dade County, until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 4:42 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 9 miles north of Greenfield, moving northeast at 70 miles per hour. Expected hazards include 70 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Locations impacted include Glidewell, Palo Pinto, Sarcoxy, Fristo, Cave Springs, Osceola, Lowry City, Goodson, Morrisville, Lincoln, Chastain, Weehackerville, Olympia, Ebenezer, Warsaw, Red Oak, Kiplinger Mills, Stock City, Reeds, and Colcamp. This includes Interstate 44 between mile markers 24 and 79. This is a dangerous situation. The storm is producing widespread wind damage across West Missouri. Seek shelter now inside a sturdy structure and stay away from windows. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for central and southwestern Missouri. Repeating, a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties: in Missouri, Benton, Cedar, Dade, Greene, Hickory, Jasper, Lawrence, Polk, and St. Clair. The National Weather Service has issued Tornado Watch number 32, effective until 11 p.m. Central.
Alrighty, hey everybody, doing a bit of a new thing here that I've never done before. I'm streaming from the car or attempting it. Who knows how well the service is going to be working, but I wanted to put this out there just because of today's risk and some of the areas that are in it, that we definitely want to watch this system. I'm on the way home from Kansas City right now, and we are on the north side of a cell that has produced widespread wind damage from the Joplin, from just west of the Joplin Metro all the way into where it's at now. As a matter of fact, the Springfield Metro is in that warning. The biggest tornado threat coming today was supposed to be from lone supercells, but what we're seeing here is a pretty big cluster that goes from just north of Bolivar, Missouri, out west toward Humansville, down into Lowry City. We got some rain on the north side of it, all the way up into Clinton. But the main cell that you're going to want to keep an eye on for Springfield and the areas points north at the moment is this really large cluster right there. We've gotten multiple reports of snapped power poles. I think there was a flipped semi-truck earlier on I-49, maybe, if I remember correctly. I got to go back and find that. The winds outside of these storms alone are pushing 50 or 60 anyway. But inside these storms, the SPC is worried about up to 100 miles an hour outside of tornadoes today, which is quite possible. There's enough lift in the atmosphere to really spur those on. As you can probably hear, it's pretty rainy, pretty stormy out here north of this big cell, which I think we'll be driving into here pretty soon. We're going to be catching up on that. Also, we've got some damage that came in earlier. Let's see, some train spotters reported large amounts of tree limbs and trees down. Part of there's quite a few power outages still, even outside of those storms. You want to have your devices charged up and ready to get alerts tonight, because anything that comes through is going to be moving really fast. We're talking 50 to 70 miles an hour. The St. Louis area is where I'm taking most of my focus to here in a couple hours, being that down I-44 is where we have our biggest tornado risk. So anything that manages to sustain itself down 44, down into the eastern Ozarks and areas points south and north of that, will have that largest chance for tornadoes in areas that haven't seen the storms already. Kansas City, you should be you should be in the clear pretty soon here for the main metro. Also, I just want to mention that we have a huge dust storm going on right now in Omaha, Nebraska. Visibilities are all the way near zero south of Omaha. So the Omaha metro is getting dust storm. And just east of that, we have our severe thunderstorms. It's producing a few instances of hail in southwest Iowa right now. So very widespread weather event. We've got stuff from basically the Arkansas border all the way to Iowa and so on. As you can hear, I'm sure, because this is a pretty good microphone, the winds are really something, even just within the showers themselves. I haven't heard any lightning in a little bit, but I know it has been. Let's take a look here. Looks like we got a new Yeah, we're driving into ourselves. We're getting into the rough stuff now. You may start to hear some of my coverage break up here, and that's because I'm running low on service, or the rain is so loud that I can barely think of it. Wow. Impressive lightning going on here. But I just want to emphasize for the Springfield Metro in particular, you guys are going to want to take shelter because this is a wind damaged line of up to 30 miles or so of nonstop wind damage for the past hour and a half. You can hear very heavy rainfall going on and some rough wind as well. Pretty rough situation right now going on. If my brother is watching, I'm going to be sending the link to my brother here. And if you're watching, this is what we're driving through. Pretty rough. Let's take a look here. You guys will have to pardon me because it is very hard to hear, but I am multitasking on a couple devices. Mom, I gotta unplug your phone. I'm plugging in mine. Just the rainfall has been a pretty constant, which is interesting because they said there wasn't going to be much in the atmosphere, but clearly there is plenty to be had. Sorry guys, I'm looking for a charger. Here in a little bit, you guys will hear that my connection's liable to get pretty spotty because usually this area does not have the best of service. Until then, hang tight. Because I'll be bringing you a pretty crucial update here in just a second. Again, the train spotters have reported wind damage. These storms should be going right into Greene County about now, all the way from Greene to Hickory County, and points westward are in this system here, in the worst of that cell. And that's moving northeast at about 60 miles an hour. So you don't want to be out in front of that. For people that are driving on I-44, Highway 65 areas in that direction, you want to go ahead and probably find a spot to get off the highway, pull to the side, or drive in an opposite direction. If you have the chance to drive southeast, your best bet is to drive southeast, but I would recommend you just sit tight with it because it's a pretty large line. There's more than one area that I'm concerned about. It's just right now I don't have the capacity to focus on multiple area reports, and if anyone that's watching can pull up the spotter feed, that'd be appreciated. And shoot me a text on my phone or in the live chat if you're watching and able to help out there. Let's take a look. I apologize, everybody. I'm currently hunting down an Apple charger, which is proven to be elusive. Looks like we're starting to get some hail reports, which you want to keep in mind that these storms, moving in the direction they are moving right now is a big danger for tornadoes, because we're starting to see some lift in the atmosphere in that direction. I would not want to be caught on the roads. We're weathering the roads ourselves right now, and as of right now, we got some pretty good rain and wind. But I imagine on the southern end of this, you guys are probably getting a lot more wind and a good amount of lightning, because that was a lightning show earlier, that storm, when it was rolling through southeast Kansas. Now, to my knowledge, I don't think we have any tornado warnings as of yet, but we do have a tornado watch that goes until 11 for areas along and east of Highway 65, and that does call for a few long track intense tornadoes possible. So especially areas, once you start to get this system a little east of Springfield and areas of that nature, you're going to want to watch out, because that's when we're in our tornado producing window in the Ozarks. There's a few storms still trying to fire over in northwest Arkansas right now that are moving northeast. That line, I would imagine, took out a pretty big amount of instability in the Joplin area, but I would not say you guys are done yet. Areas like Branson, you guys are in the tornado watch, so you want to go ahead and be careful of these storms that are developing off the lakes up there, especially to the southwest of Table Rock Lake. You'll want to watch the cell. I don't know if it's gone severe yet, but it's popping up as well up in Eureka Springs, Arkansas area. Let's take a look back down here, though, where my biggest worry is. You can also hear I got KZZ30 running the weather radio right now. Seems to have a bit of a lull in the rainfall compared to what it was a second ago, although it's still coming down. I believe that rainfall is somewhat wind driven, of course, because we've got winds pretty steady at about 30, 40, gusting to 50 or 60, I would say. This is one of the most massive clusters of severe thunderstorms I've seen in our area for a while now. As a matter of fact, I would not be surprised if this gets classified as a derecho event when it's all done and over with. The storm spotters are going to have a and the NWS is going to have a tough time because winds sometimes outside of these thunderstorms are not too much higher than the thunderstorm itself, or too much lower than the thunderstorm itself, rather. That being said, that watch has up to 90 miles an hour winds possible, which is a very, very scary thing to see. You don't see that from the SPC much, especially in this area. That's typically something you see in Kansas, Oklahoma. I also want to mention we have a widespread tornado outbreak likely tomorrow in the south, which may prove to be one of the biggest outbreaks that we've had in that area in a long time. But of course, first we got to get through this, and this is getting wrapped up. We're back into the heavy precip now, and it's coming through. Let me see. Let's see what some of these reports say, shall we? Wow. Okay, so I do want to remind everybody, from what I've just seen, that Tulsa has, wow, some pretty mean stuff here, guys. For sure. Anyway, we have a lone supercell now developing in Benton County, Arkansas, with hail up to $half size and winds to 70. Those are going to be the ones we want to watch for tornado activity, and that will be rolling. That'll be rolling northeast into probably into Bailey, maybe eastern McDonald. That'll be rolling into Missouri, over by the lakes, cutting north towards Springfield, Cassville, Aurora. I can't remember. Highlandville areas up to that area, just west of Branson. Of course, Branson West, different areas, Marionville type of areas up that way. You guys want to watch out. That's moving northeast. I believe it's at 60 miles an hour. So that'll be well over the Missouri line here pretty soon. Again, I don't believe there is a tornado warning on that, but those are the cells that we may be watching for tornadic activity because they are lone supercells. So they're on their own. Those are the ones we're going to watch throughout tonight for intense tornadoes. Northwest of Springfield, of course, we've got this big line that you're dealing with right now. Rain letting up a little bit here, just barely. But we got Springfield, Aurora, back toward there west of 65. That would include probably Hickory, St. Clair, Dade, Lawrence, Greene, Polk County, Bolivar. You'll be taking some of this as well right about now. I think I mentioned Dade, Lawrence. Areas just west of the Springfield Metro are probably getting it pretty heavy right about now. Springfield, you guys want to watch out for that warning. Truman Lake is another area up through Truman Lake and back toward Lowry City. We've got widespread wind damage reports still flooding in from different offices. Des Moines is getting in on the action now, actually. Those thunderstorms that were over KC about an hour and a half ago are now trucking right down the state line towards St. Joe, farther north toward Rockport, Oregon, even farther north into the southwest Iowa right now. Has had some stuff. We got some really widespread action, and of course, I'm keeping an eye on anything that pops up south or west of Springfield right now for our tornado potential. Atmospheric conditions are going to start to veer very quickly, which is why the SPC went ahead with that tornado watch. That front should be coming in pretty soon behind this stuff, so you're going to start to see that materialize. That's something that we want to keep an eye on. Let's check up here. Gonna look at live chat. So one report I do want to pass along to give you an idea of this was from a lot earlier, but Grundy County, Missouri, up in northern Missouri, has sustained some damage up that way. We have a roof blown off and some pretty widespread damage to a garage. Multiple trees down up that way. That gives you an idea of the scope of how widespread these things are. Seems to have outraced the rain for now. And although it's still windy, it's seems to be a calm spot, which is partially kind of concerning, actually. So let's see. As of right now, to give everyone a perspective, I think we're just north of Bolivar, right? This is a destructive severe thunderstorm warning. I don't mean to Benton. Let's see. This is by Warsaw that we're watching this. Over toward Camden County, especially. This is northeast Hickory. We just went through the western side of the one that's fixing to roll in. It's rolling in from the southwest. We just clipped the northwest corner. That's in the Benton, Hickory, Camden, Miller, Morgan County area. So starting to get into central Missouri, the Lake of the Ozarks region. That cell seems to have veered off pretty fast to the northeast. That's going to be another one that we want to watch if it starts to do its own thing for tornado potential. Nothing yet out of the St. Louis office, although here pretty soon that'll be rolling into the Jeff City area. For those that are watching, I appreciate it. It's very difficult running a live from a car, but we're working on it.
Thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for Hickory, Eastern Cedar, Benton, Northern Orleans, Greene, Eastern St. Clair, and Dade.
So I'm going to let this one for Lawrence.
Central Daylight Time.
There's storms from Springfield to Hermitage. That's moving east northeast at 75 now.
The following impacts are expected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage.
Let's see here.
Roofs, buildings. Locations and patches include Vista.
Brandy. The speckles are rain on the window. Dust is flying.
So we're probably going to, let's see. I'm going to start shutting down some equipment. That way I'm able to get into my house quickly. We're currently in Bolivar, and right now it's pretty calm, all things considered, compared to some of the stuff we were dealing with just north of here. But to anyone watching, you definitely want to pay attention to some of these cells. There's really too many for me to count at this point. I believe we have over 20 warnings as of right now. From Arkansas to Iowa, essentially. I think Northeast Oklahoma, I think you guys are done with the worst of this activity.
Man, let me tell you, we just pulled into Bolivar, and it has been an exciting ride from Kansas City.
So I'm going to go ahead and shut down some of this equipment here and disconnect. So I can get in and get connected with the rest of my equipment. As of right now, we're seeing some cutoffs between Bolivar and out west, but some of that stuff's starting to roll closer to Bolivar into Springfield, north of Springfield area. Anywhere north and west of Springfield, you want to watch this. Also, that storm up in up by the lakes, up in Branson, you want to watch that as well for really strong stuff. And as you can hear, we have hit a heavy rain again.
I stretched my leg. For God's sakes, I do.
We're starting to see some wind-driven rain, possibly some very, very heavy wind-driven rain. And sounds like maybe some small hail in there as well. Yeah. We've hit the really wild stuff now. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to join on the phone, shut down this computer, and I will show my cam. y'all are seeing, we're getting a good idea of what this is actually looking like now. I wish I could have gotten it earlier. Um, let's see. I'm trying to figure out which camera I'm on. But, yeah, we just drove through some really rough stuff just east of Bolivar. And, we definitely want to be taking shelter, west of, anywhere north of Springfield right now is in a bad place to be when it comes to this wind. We're watching for wind damage. I haven't heard them say anything about seeing anything, but then again, it's also raining like crazy, so. So it's starting up. Let's see. We may have a tornado warning. I tell you, running an online stream is really, really. right, guys. So, of course, you guys will know I'm joining back here. I think I see our tornado producer.
Roaring River State Park, Bear Grove, Emerald Beach, Crane, Spokane, Aurora, Billings, Chino Lakes, Seligman, Curly, Maverick, Lisa, Castro, Ebenezer, Stratford, Marionville, and Selmore. This influenced Interstate 44 between mile marker 62 and 98. Prepare immediately for large hail and damage winds. People outside should move immediately to shelter inside a strong building. Stay away from windows. A tornado watch remains in effect until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for southwestern Missouri. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Missouri: Berry, Christian, Green, Lawrence, Sterling, Webster.
Wow, back-to-back warnings. That should be neat.
National Weather Service in Springfield has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Hickory County, Dallas County, Polk County, northwestern McLean County
There it is.
until 6:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. At 5:40 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm was located 7 miles northwest of Buffalo, moving northeast at 75 miles per hour. Expected hazard between 70 miles per hour with winds and quarter-size hail. This is a radar-indicated threat. Following impacts are unexpected. Hail damage to vehicles is expected. Expect considerable tree damage. Wind damage is also likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. Mount Olivet, Simpson, Plaid, Long Lane, Morrisville, Lima, Buffalo, Eldridge, Brentwood, Wilmington County State Park, Savannah, Albany, 44 mile markers 110 to 140. Prepare for large hail and damage winds. People outside should move immediately to shelter inside a strong building. Stay away from windows. A tornado watch from 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time for central and southwestern Missouri. Number 37.
Let's see, we got one person watching. Not sure. Uh, maybe my brother here. Gil, if that's you watching, yeah, there's like 3 main cells. One's they're not far from each other, but we got one near Cassville that's going into Springfield. We got this one near Buffalo and Bolivar, and then we got those couple of them down by down north of there, up by the lakes and into Jeff City area. And of course, we got the stuff west of us as well, or northwest, way out in Nebraska and Iowa.
Severe thunderstorm warning number 30 remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time for the following counties in Missouri: Lawrence and Stone. Experts ask you to remain alert for rapidly changing weather conditions and listen for leaders' statements and possible warnings.